Hey everybody, so this is obviously, the pink stuff, the Miracle Cleaning Paste. We just picked this up last week and we thought we'd use it on our cooktop over here. Now, I'm using a brand new sponge, and after reading the directions here, it doesn't say to moisten the area or anything like that, but it does say to use hot water when rinsing it off. It does warn, however, to not use too much pressure, especially on glass. So we're going to try to get some of this stuff on my sponge and see if we can't get some of this stuff on here that got baked on. So this is an induction top, and you can see some residue here. And when we first bought the induction top, we were basically told that we could cook over the top of paper towels or a roll-out rubber mat, and we did. Unfortunately, the paper towels tend to get a little hot and they leave residue on the cooktop here. So we're going to see if this stuff actually works. So we're just going to rub some on. It spreads quite nicely and quite evenly. I'm not putting any pressure on this because I really don't want to scratch my relatively new glass cooktop. So we're going to see how well this does here. We're getting into some grease over here and some watermarks and some other grease over here. So like I said, I'm spreading this around. I'm not using any pressure whatsoever. I'm just using enough pressure to keep the sponge on the glass. So let's see if we can't rinse this off and see if it did anything with the residue that was on there. That's what we got for the sponge. So we'll be right back. Hold on one second. Okay, so I went and I soaked this terry cloth rag in some warm water. I didn't want to wait for hot water. I'm too impatient for that. So we're going to wipe all of this off. That way we can compare what we used with the paste to areas that we used without the paste. So cooktop here is pretty dirty, so I'm just going to grab a paper towel here, or four. Oh, come on. Oh, that's the end of that roll. And here we go. All right, so it actually did a pretty good job. You could still see that there's some residue on there. I think it's going to take a couple of applications, but it's definitely better than what it was. And the rest of it turned out pretty good. There's probably some residue on the wet rag that helped clean some of it off, but as you can tell, the cooktop is very clean now. So let's turn this around. Pink stuff, the pink stuff. There you have it. Little cleaner jar for inside and outside the home. Have a good one, everybody. We will catch you on the next video. Cheers, everybody.